Hello everyone, this is Nick Perry at Schaefer's Investment Research with your chart slide show for Monday, March 3rd. Today I am back with my weekly check of the broad market indices. Last week's chart slide show focused on three basic themes. The first had to do with the resistance and the support that we've been discussing. I've identified it here on the SPX. All of the broad market indices are kind of showing the same pattern where they broke below their previous ranges. We've been watching these levels. So that was the first point. The second point was contrasting the SPX, which we see the support and resistance there, along with this little downtrend that was starting to form on the comp. Basically, the idea was the SPX was holding near resistance, while the comp had been kind of heading lower, and saying, that's kind of an interesting battle to watch to see, if it gives us any clues as to what's going on. And the third point was basically just a comment about building energy. If you focus in on, say, the RUT, for example, we've got a fairly tight range recently that we've just been bouncing back and forth, and I said I tend to view that as a sign that energy is building. The longer you stay compressed like that, the more violent the breakout or breakdowns can be. When we turn to this week's charts, the most obvious point is the rejection of resistance. If you look at the SPX here, we pushed right up into that zone and saw the pretty swift rejection. What we were just talking about on the comp, if you look at that, basically that downtrend remained intact, and now it's kind of flirting with those recent lows, which means this low here is going to be the key level to watch. So as far as the takeaway for this week, I think it's going to be very important to watch that low on the comp. The comp had been struggling to get back to this resistance zone, so in that regard it's been the weaker of the indices, and now it's probably in a more prime position to challenge the lows. So that'll give us a test as to whether buyers are willing to step in here. If we do see a breakdown here, obviously the next thing you'd be looking at is for the SPX to break those lows, which would call into question this low here and how that's going to hold. So again, on the downside this week, keep an eye on the comp. If we do see a reversal, this level on the SPX, that upside resistance, that's still the level to keep in mind. So that's what I'll be watching, but as always, stay tuned to the blog for further updates.